Next it's across the Kizilkum Desert, where raiders on horseback plundered caravans until Genghis Khan imposed his iron grip in the 13th century. My destination is Bukhara, once considered one of the holiest places in the Islamic world. Now, I said when I did my video about Kala that there's so much history here, and it's really difficult to know what to put in a video to you because so much happened in these cities over 3,000 years. This city, Bukhara, was a major city at least by 600 before Christ, 600 BC, when it was administering this part of the Persian Empire. So that's 600 years before the Romans established a small settlement on the banks of the Thames and called it Londinium, present-day London. By 900 AD, this city was a major centre of education and learning. That's about the time that Alfred the Great founded Oxford as a city, and of course the university wasn't to be created for another 100 or so years. There's just so much happened here. I suppose you could say that Samarkand, which you'll hear about in the next episode, was a sort of equivalent of modern day London, a big commercial centre at the crossroads of major civilisations. And Khiva and Bukhara, I suppose, were a bit like Oxford and Cambridge, the centres of learning and education. Bukhara had over 100 colleges, also called madrasas or madrasas. The design started off austere, but got grander and grander as time went on. Some of them are in desperate need of refurbishment and preservation works, but others are still in an absolutely fantastic condition. Bukhara is still very much a real city, with people going about their daily lives surrounded by these beautiful buildings. It's got a really nice, chilled out, lived in sort of feel. Unlike the old town of Tashkent, the back streets of the old town of Bukhara probably haven't changed in terms of layout very much in thousands of years, although the houses would have been rebuilt over time. It's probably not dissimilar experience walking through these back streets as it would have been around the time that Jesus was born. So I just came across a mosque called Hosha Hainuddin, I think, maybe. And unlike the restored mosques in the main centre, this was pretty much unrestored and had old painted ceiling, and it was just, I mean, it was breathtaking. You're just wandering along through all these narrow winding alleys, and then you come out on a slightly bigger road like this. You turn the corner and there's just this incredible architecture. This minaret, the story goes that when Genghis Khan was expanding the Mongol Empire, destroying everything in his path, when he saw this minaret, he was so wowed by it that he told his men not to destroy it, and that's why it's still there. It's about 10 to 8 in the evening. It's still really hot. I'm about to go into effectively a sauna. It's called a hammam, and apparently it cools you down despite the fact that it's hot inside, so we'll see. It's actually tomorrow now, the day after. I went to the hammam. I went and it was really great. This slightly terrifying big Russian man hauling my limbs in all different directions and pressing ginger and honey into my shoulders, which actually really burnt because you leave it on your body for a while. It was actually quite nerve-wracking because you don't really know what to expect, and you're standing in this really old building. It's almost like prison cells, just getting hotter and hotter. then this man was like, "Gum." Yeah, it was good fun. But the reason I didn't follow up afterwards yesterday is that they give you tea afterwards, and there were a few guys there, a couple of Russians, Uzbek guy, and we started chatting. And do you know what? I was really worried about bumping into Russians just in case, because of the political situation and things. But it was great, and we actually went for dinner, 5 of us in total. We ended up talking about like politics and loads of stuff, and it was really, really interesting. And at the end, one of the guys proposed a toast, and he said, I really want to just say how important it is to have these kind of conversations and have he called it a cultural exchange and an exchange of ideas, and it was really just absolutely fantastic.